By formula po kasi yun. Ito yung formula niya. Meron tayong age-specific fertility rate at saka yung total fertility rate. So, yung total fertility rate or yung TFR, ito refers to the average number of children a woman would have by the time she reached the age. Yun yung total fertility rate natin. Yung number of children sa kabuuan yun. Sa kabuuan na babae, simula 15 to 49 years old. So, at the age of 50, hindi na kinukuha yung total fertility na yun. Maaari na maraming nanganganak, yung rate ng fertility, maraming nanganganak sa age 25 to 29. So, mas mataas yung total fertility niya kaysa sa yung nanganganak 45 to 49 years old kasi matatanda na. So, yung risk ng pagpapanganak mo is very high risk yun. So, yung rate niya bumababa. At the peak of the fertility period, kaya yung rate niya, makikita mo sa age-specific fertility rate, parang inverted U siya na shape, na mababa siya sa 15 to 19 at mababa din siya sa 45 to 49 years old. Kasi, slim very slim at saka high risk yung mga edad na 15 to 19 na nanganganak, maaaring namamatay or maaaring mahirapan mga anak yung ganong edad. At saka yung 45 to 49. So yung rate na yan, parang kung age specific, parang ang inverted U shape siya. At saka yung may peak age siya ng fertility rate. Maaaring peak age niya is 30 to 34 years old or 25 to 29. Mga late 30s or late 20s or early 30s. Yun yung maraming nanganganak. At saka evident to sa marriages. Diba maraming nagpapakasal na mga couples, mga age group niya is 25 to 29. So, evident naman siya. Kung makikita ang fertility rate, makikita mo yun. Ay, kaya pala kasi nakikita mo rin. Maraming palang nagpapakasal dito. At ang fertility rate, nakikita mo sa birds na ay marami nanganganak sa ganitong age group.
Mortality rate is a measure of the number of deaths. As of now, the total number of deaths in the Philippines as of 2005 is 426,054, and most of the death is morbidity. In general, or due to the specific cause, scaled to the size of that population per unit time. Morbidity rate, which refers to the number of individuals in poor health during a given time period, or the number who currently have that disease, scaled to the size of the population.
The crude death rate is the total number of deaths per 1,000 people. The crude death rate for the whole world is currently about 9.6 per 1,000 per year. The perinatal mortality rate is the sum of the neonatal deaths and fatal deaths per 1,000 births. The maternal mortality rate is the number of maternal deaths due to childbearing per 100,000 live births. The infant mortality rate is the number of deaths of children less than 1 year old per 1,000 live births. The child mortality rate is the number of deaths of children less than 5 year old per 1,000 live births. The standardized mortality rate, this represents a proportional comparison to the deaths that would have been expected if the population had been a standard composition in terms of age, gender, etc. The age-specific mortality rate. This refers to the total number of deaths per 1,000 people of a given age. In regard to success or failure of medical treatment or procedures, one would also distinguish the early mortality rate, the total number of deaths in the early stages of an ongoing treatment or in the period of immediately following an acute treatment. The late mortality rate is the total number of deaths in the late stages of an ongoing treatment or a significant length of time after an acute treatment. Note that the crude death rate as defined above and applied to a whole population of people can give a misleading impression. The crude death rate is affected by birth rate and life expectancy. For example, the number of deaths per 1,000 people can be higher for developed nations than in less developed countries. Despite life expectancy being higher in developed countries due to standard of health being better, for example. This happens because developed countries have a relatively lower birth rate. A more complete picture of mortality is given by a life table which summarizes mortality separately at each age.
Sa 2004 na deaths naman, makikita mo din sa 2004 na deaths na yung leading cause ng deaths is the diseases of the heart. Yun yung pinaka-leading cause of death. Second is the cerebrovascular disease. Third is cancer, malignant neoplasm, pagkatapos pneumonia, TB. Yun. So, naging consistent naman yung mga leading cause of death na diseases of the heart since mga previous years. Pero parang naging radical yung pagtaas ng cancer, yung malignant neoplasm, na nagpapangatlo na siya ngayon sa diseases of the heart.
One of the causes of change in population is migration, which is movement of the people for permanent residency. People migrate for economic, political, social, psychological, professional, or medical reasons. A person migrates mostly because of desire. One standard review. Mr. Ryan Gloria migrated abroad for some reasons. He is an engineer in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia.
Why did you migrate?
Migration kasi that time na nag-migrate ako to the Middle East, sobrang yung unang-una, yung first reason is yung business namin was going down. So, yun na yung mga first effects na ng recession nga na nararanasan natin ngayon. So, I felt that there was a need na mag-migrate na and to look for job outside the Philippines. Well, basically,